Hey everybody, it is game day on a beautiful mid-November Saturday, right in the middle of November. Before we start talking about everything today, I want to look at last night. Friday night, we had two games, Clemson, Louisville, Oregon, Minnesota. Thank you to Oregon for covering 26 and a half on our blowover weekend parlay. But there's just a few highlights that I want to look at. Some awesome runs by a couple good backs. So we're going to start Louisville, Clemson, Keywan Brown.
Miller Moss comes out in an I formation, and it's Keywan Brown, 7 for 49 in the opening half, and he blasts into the cloud.
But they're face down, and wow, what a move! I think it's.
That's just a beautiful mid-zone lead play. He finds the hole and a hell of a cut to get an extra 5-10 yards. A little bit later in the same drive, they run the same play. He does a little bit of a different move this time.
Kariski lined up at fullback. Big hole. Keywan Brown. Amtrak's all the way inside the 5-yard line.
I think he's going to play on Sundays, but man, maybe Keywan Brown plays on Sundays as well. Get out of my way, says Keywan.
Keywan Brown was not trying to avoid contact.
No. Oh my goodness.
So that safety came up, ready to make a play. He saw what happened to his buddy earlier in the drive, and he just suffered a different fate. Keywan Brown had a great game, the real deal. What a truck stick. Switching gears, going out west, check out on our Oregon Ducks, who were wearing just a beautiful uniform combination. And we had a beast quake. Let's watch Noah Whittington.
Stands in to go for territory once again. Whittington straight ahead, pinballing around, keeping his feet, dragging tacklers for the first down and then some. Oh, Whittington got away! You can't cage him! Touchdown!
Speed, Noah Whittington, down the middle, boom, 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 getting through. He said, my son wants a touchdown. I'm getting a touchdown. Unbelievable run.
All right, not the most loaded slate you've ever seen, but we got a couple great games I'm going to get into. Starting off with where college game day is, Notre Dame at Pitt. Notre Dame cannot afford another loss. Pitt, it's not an ACC game, and if you didn't hear their head coach Pat Narduzzi earlier this week, he had some interesting words.
Is this a must-win for this team when it comes to something?
Absolutely not. It is not an ACC game. I'm glad you brought that up. It's not an ACC game. I gladly get beat 103 or 110 to 10 in that game. They can put 100 up on us as long as we win the next two after that. But again, our focus is on Notre Dame and getting as many wins as we can.
So yeah, I wouldn't advise taking Notre Dame minus 99.5, but they're only giving 12.5. It's one of those games I just want to stay away from, or maybe take whoever gets scored on first, take them live. But I'm just going to enjoy this game. This is a great setting for a game, what should always be called Heinz Field. And Pitt is tough MFers now, man. And Notre Dame knows that. This is going to be a backyard brawl, street fight. I shouldn't say backyard brawl because that's Pitt, West Virginia. But you get the point. It's going to be scrappy. But with that scrappiness, they also have we got two good quarterbacks. Pitt's undefeated since switching to Mason Heinschel. Tough name, but great quarterback. He's got 12 touchdowns and 5 picks in his, I think, 5 starts where they're 5-0. And then C.J. Carr on the Notre Dame side, we know about him. He's got Jeremiah Love behind him. Notre Dame does have more talent, but Pitt is one of those teams that you just don't like to go up against. And talking to my Notre Dame fan friend, he's a bigger fan of Notre Dame than any other fan of any other team I know. He says Pitt always plays them tough, and Notre Dame's defense struggles after playing against a triple option. Notre Dame coming off their game against Navy last week. I think the best pick here is over because I think the quarterbacks are going to outduel the defenses. And as far as the winner goes, I really do believe in the Fighting Irish. I believe Notre Dame is going to pull this out. But that's wishful thinking. Notre Dame is one of the teams I root for. Next up, real quick, have to mention it because it's the third and final blowout of our blowover parlay. Indiana minus 29.5, hosting Wisconsin at noon. Let's go Hoosiers, man. They come off that big scare. I think they lay the hammer down, and we move on to tomorrow. My favorite upset pick of the day is Northwestern at home hosting Michigan, plus 10.5. It was at 11 earlier. You know, Michigan is only 1-5, against the spread, is only 1-5 as a double-digit favorite. And look, when you go to Evanston, Illinois, it's not the most electrifying place. I think Northwestern is a tough team, and this spread is inflated because they're called Northwestern. If they were Wisconsin and everything else being equal, line might only be 6.5. But their name's Northwestern. They wear purple. They're a bunch of nerds. That's why they're getting so many points. They're a better football team than people think. Give me the Wildcats. In the interest of getting this video out before the noon kickoffs, I'm going to have to cut it off here, and I'll talk about the afternoon and night games, the significant ones anyway, in another video. So stay tuned.